Welcome back to another episode of Day1Radio right here on Live Hip Hop Daily. I'm Maurice Garland and here with my man BP, Brandon Peters, the Lifestyle King. What's going on, man?
What's happening, man? We ain't been in here in a hot second.
Right.
Sorry to keep y'all waiting, man. But you know, we back at it.
Yeah, and I think we're back at it with what, you know, our fans seem to like the most when it's just us.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of times them be the comments about things that we say.
Yeah.
So it's all good, man. So we gonna get into it, bro. Everywhere you go in the city, we are in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
There's Blue, Budweiser and Bud Light and NFL stuff all over downtown.
And Pepsi too, shawty.
Yeah, Pepsi. Oh yeah,
bruh.
Pepsi, that's their lane. That sports thing, man. Like even with the NBA with Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
like,
man.
That's their lane.
That's crazy. It's like Atlanta is really being invaded by Pepsi, and it's like I'm wondering like if Coke is even going to like hit back with a jab of any sort, whether it be like an event or, you know, I mean, I know they can't do nothing like next door to the dome or anything like that, but I'm like, are they just going to take this laying down? Like Pepsi got all kind of signs saying, guess who's in town for Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't even know, bro. I'm not sure because, you know, I mean, I would figure any brand that has a, you know, Delta should be doing something, Coke should be doing something. You know, seeing it, Home Depot, well,
and it's like I haven't, because like we still got what another week or two before the game, so I'm thinking I don't know because like I haven't seen any rev ups because like, you know, they're kind of like, you know, shout out the homie Bame Joyner who's always on the put Atlanta first wave. It's like this is I think what my man be talking about. It's like the city doesn't do a lot to put itself first when you have events like this in town. Like granted, there's gonna be things like, okay, we can't get around that Pepsi is the official drink of the Super Bowl, but it's like, dang, like where are these other Fortune 500 brands making themselves visible in a real way, connecting to the people, you know what I'm saying, selling the city's image and culture, you know what I'm saying, leading up to this event, you know what I'm saying? It's like, where are they at? You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's funny you say that because also, like, bro, I ain't heard a peep out of the whole music thing that
Jermaine Dupri.
I mean, I saw them practice. I heard people talking about it, but as we get closer, I hear about the big concert at State Farm. I know BET is doing a whole weekend of events. You know, Killer and them got their show with DirecTV, but I ain't heard like. And I think the shows are supposed to be free, right? Yeah,
they're free at Centennial Park, and it's supposed to involve like all kind of people. Like, granted, when you look at the lineups, it's definitely like, you know, hip hop heavy, you know what I'm saying? But they do have, you know, different country acts from around the area, you know what I'm saying? Not people that I listen to, but, you know, there are names that you'll recognize. Oh, okay, they got them. Okay, they got that pop singer. Okay, they got that band. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you're right. You don't hear a lot about it, but you hear about it in those circles. So it's like if you work for City Hall, that's the thing y'all are patting your back about. You know, say, yeah, man, we did something or we got this coming. You know what I'm saying? But it's like if you're just that person that's just riding MARTA every day or going to work and, you know, not really tuned into everything, like there's no bat signals going out saying, oh man, we got this big, you know, week of concerts that we put together in retaliation to the Super Bowl, you know, freezing quote unquote black hip hop or whatever out, you know what I'm saying? Or freezing out Atlanta music period. I mean, to go get Maroon 5, I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know, the biggest slap in the face was to the, you know, black musicians who helped build the culture here. But, you know what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure that there would be fans of people like, you know, the REMs and, you know, all that kind of stuff. They're like, damn, you can't get nobody with any Georgia or Atlanta ties, you know what I'm saying, to do the Super Bowl of all things, you know what I'm saying? But like, this seems like this Super Bowl is still like super corporated out, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was gonna be.
It's definitely because if you think about all the big stuff is from sponsors.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, even conversations I've had with cats at the barbershop is like that have businesses down the street from the dome. They're like, "Damn, what can we do?" You know what I'm saying? Because it's like all the corporate folks got everything locked down for like the 2-3 mile radius around the dome. You know what I'm saying?
It's something like if you've been like, say, you know, your sign is up on your building and it's been there forever, that's cool. But like you can't put like something else out on the building or put something on the rooftop. So they're like, they don't play that at all. But it's what the other thing is, I was gonna bounce. Like I was gonna put my spot on Airbnb and leave, but the prices ain't even that high. I done seen stuff for like $100 a night.
Close?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, that's crazy.
I guess you got some people that are choosing to stay and be caught up. And like, speaking of which, like, you know, we've talked about this multiple times throughout, like, shit, the last 2 years. But it's like, as far as like the quote unquote boycott, it's like I don't think I ever like joined the boycott because I wasn't watching football like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Before the whole Kaepernick thing went down. So it's like I don't like when folks ask you, "Are you boycotting?" It's like I don't know. I ain't been watching football. I mean, I ain't about to start, so I guess I'm in the boycott. But you know, to your point about not seeing high ass Airbnb prices, that may be a sign that folks are like choosing to stay and soak in the atmosphere. And it's like I was having a conversation with a friend, like does staying and soaking in the Super Bowl atmosphere count? Are you a hypocrite if you've been boycotting, but you're like, man, I kind of want to be in the city of what's going on, man. I want to see, I want to go to this and that. Like, are you considered a hypocrite now if you've been boycotting the whole time, but now it's Super Bowl in your city? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I've gotten to the point, man, because I got close friends that I know ain't coons that are still watching or whatever, and I just got to the point where I leave it alone, man. It's I say, people be asking me, hey, man, what you think about? I was like, bro, I have not watched a game and God knows how long. Like, I have no opinion. I haven't seen it. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me at the end of the day. And honestly, I don't miss it. Like, I don't even be knowing what's – put it to you like this. I didn't know Patrick Mahomes was black until about 3 weeks ago.
On, bro.
No, first and foremost, Patrick Mahomes ain't a black person. I was at a bar and he was on TV. I was like, oh, shit. I had no idea.
I can get that because, it's like, football players do wear helmets. It ain't like, they're taking off the helmet on the field and all that. I can get some of that, but no, you come on,
like
man.
The man name is Tariq Jackson. Like Patrick Mahomes is.
His dad was his dad is black. His dad actually used to play for the Minnesota Twins back in the day. That's why they say that's what went into his technique of throwing the ball so many different ways because his dad played baseball.
Yeah,
so he grew up,
my
throwing.
big bro was telling me his whole story, man. It was super interesting. It's a great story. Like, and I would love to see a rookie quarterback. It would have been great to see him go and win the Super Bowl. His brother, like, that's cool. But my thing is this, bro. I feel like people probably had the same conversations around the bus boycott, the same conversations around sitting at lunch counters. It was like, hey, man, we can go to the black place right here and eat just fine. Why we got to sit up here and sit at their counter and boycott? Forget the folks. People probably had the same conversations, man. It's just whatever side of history you want to be on at the end of the day. I'm just like, I don't get it. And it's hard to justify. Like, I got on Jordans right now. Nike has a contract with the NFL. But at the same time, Nike also got behind Colin Kaepernick. They playing the game. They pimping both sides of the situation. So I get it. My whole thing is do what you want to do with your time and your dollars. My thing is I'm not going to proactively put my time and my dollars behind some blatantly racist motherfuckers. And I ain't talking about the players. I'm talking about the owners. The owners, At the end of the day, it's been made clear where they stand. And somebody was bringing up to me, what's the difference between the NBA? Because the NBA has a rule as well. The NBA know where their bread is buttered. The NFL don't give a fuck. Yeah, then the NFL, I mean, and then plus, like, did you see the LeBron James, the most recent one, the shot where he had like Todd Gurley and all them on it? Because they were talking about the same thing. It was the one where the hot take came out when LeBron was like, NFL, the slave owners, you know what I'm saying? It was that episode. And then turned around and went to an NFL playoff. I love Bron, but I'm just saying. Right. You know what I'm saying? But, he was saying, like, he was comparing how the NBA and the NFL handles different things when their players want to speak out. And he's like, the NFL, the NBA commissioners, you know what I'm saying, for the most part have always been like, as long as y'all ain't setting nothing on fire and cussing nobody out, we good. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to tell you that you can't wear this T-shirt. We ain't going to tell you that you can't say this at the press conferences. As long as you ain't out here destroying property, cussing folk out, we good. You know what I'm saying? Because the difference is, like, we love football for sure. from prep all the way up.
Yeah.
If black people stop rocking with the NFL wholesale, they gonna feel a hit. Black people stop watching with the NBA wholesale, they're gonna be out of business in a few years. We fund the NBA.
Yeah.
We may not be able to afford the tickets to the Lakers games or the Warriors games, but them shoes, them jerseys, watching on TV, online presence, that is us.
Right.
The talent.
Yeah, most definitely the talent.
Talent. Most importantly, the talent. But yeah, man, so that whole boycott thing, I don't know what it is, bro. Like I said before, black people are addicted to tradition, man. Like, I always watch the set, so that's what I'm going to do. And we will find excuses to rock with something we want to rock with, even if it ain't popular to do so.
So, to piggyback off of that context, we saw the announcement on Martin Luther King Day earlier this week that Senator Kamala Harris is going to be.
Is it Kamala or Kamala?
Kamala?
I think it's Kamala.
Okay.
Mac, you are a very intelligent brother. Is it Kamala?
It's Kamala.
Thank you.
I'm gonna call her Kamala from damn WWF.
Mac was just gonna sit there and let us say the shit wrong all day and not correct nobody. It's all good.
You know, but she announced that she's running for president in 2020.
Yeah.
And what I found interesting was, like, almost immediately after that announcement, I did not see, or at least I did not see the groundswell of, oh yes, black person running for president. Like, I immediately saw, like, bro, let pull out these receipts on this woman. You know what I'm saying? And like, everybody had receipts about, you know, her track record as a district attorney out in California.
I think that's for two reasons.
Okay.
3 reasons.
Okay.
I feel one, she was a prosecutor. 9 times out of 10, black folks ain't really rocking with the prosecution. 2, they've always compared her, calling, whether right or wrong, the female Obama, and we saw where we got with Obama in office. And 3, she married to a rich white man. Oh shit. So, you know, those are and I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong, but I think those are 3 of the things that came into play with people not just jumping on board. Not honestly, I don't think the rollout wasn't what a lot of black candidates' rollouts were.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It was
kind of just like an announcement on a TV show.
Yeah, but her rollout was a little more nuanced. Like, it was on MLK Day. She remixed the Shirley Chisholm logo, you know, for her logo. It was a little more nuanced because she's a sharp woman, 1,000%, and she probably has a good chance at winning. When people ask me my opinion about her, I say she's a politician in the truest sense, which, whether take that how you will. I just feel like, you know, we pick and choose our favorites. Like, so, you know, she was speaking at, I want to say it was either at Howard or at George Washington University, one of the two, a while back, and people were calling her to task for some of the stuff that happened while she was in position. And she accepted responsibility, but she accepted responsibility from the standpoint that all those decisions were not her decisions, and she should have been aware of everything her staff was doing. That sounds like a cop-out to me. That sounds like some political shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, like, in that kind of position, like, everything's going across your desk, ain't it? Like. You know,
these are people's lives.
Yeah, like, everything is going across your desk. I'm hoping that's how the political system is working. You know what I'm saying? In that context, like, if you are in charge of all of that, everything's supposed to be going across your desk, and you're looking at it, making that final judgment. Not, you know, say, okay, I trust my constituent to the nth degree that this is the best decision to do. The best thing to do. I will
say this: there are definitely examples of her standing on her square when. I don't remember what year it was, but when there was a cop, you know, shot out in California, and so many people were calling for the death penalty, and she stood on her ground and went against it. And, you know, I gotta respect that. Whether you're right or you're wrong, if you feel like you're right at the time, you gotta stand on your convictions. But
which is, like, I guess what went into, like, so many folks saying that she upheld wrongful convictions too that they felt. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I'm standing my ground on it. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, years later, it's like, oh, damn, I kind of messed up on that. But
exactly.
Like, somebody's in jail.
You know, man, it's but somebody's behind her. She raised $1.5 million in 24 hours. So somebody behind her. Somebody is putting that. She got some believers in what she's doing for sure. And I honestly think people want to see a woman president. People want to see, some people want to see a black woman president. It's very early in the game. We're going to see what it comes down to next year when we get to the DNC. Biden still hasn't put his hat in. I don't think Cory Booker has put his hat in the race. We got pretty much Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, and Bernie Sanders, and a bunch of people ain't nobody voting for.
Yeah, cause you bring up the DNC. I'm wondering, like, you know, cause you know that whole organization looked to be just like in shambles after the last election. For sure. So I'm wondering, like, are there still people in play or institutions in play where it's like, this is our person? Because, you know, they made it very apparent. It's like, Hillary is our person. We are forcing this. This is our person. But, like, with the people that's named, I don't know if any of them have ever been like, this is our person. Like, they're members, they in it. But it's like, you know.
I think conventional wisdom would say that people want Biden in there. The people seem to want Biden.
How old is that man? Because, like,
he's about as old as Trump. Shit.
It's like
Trump is in his 70s,
right,
ain't he?
Right. Like, Trump is old. Trump is older, or just as old as Barry Sanders. I mean, Bernie Sanders. Like, folks were saying Bernie too old. It's like, bro, those dudes are the same age, damn near.
Trump said Hillary was too old, and he older than Hillary. So the facts don't matter. Yeah. It's crazy, but I'm curious to see where this goes, man. I will say this: whether they're doing it because they hating or doing it because of whatever reasons, I'm happy that there is some critical analysis going into this whole thing. And I guess it's super funny because I don't know if you saw Chris Cuomo from CNN. He said, because, you know, her parents, I believe her father is Indian, her mother's Jamaican, or vice versa, whatever. But he was like, she needs to produce her birth certificate, you know, on the birther shit again. But he said it so people don't bring it up later, which is why everything you read about her is now saying Oakland native, Oakland native, Oakland native. Nigga, Kamala Harris ain't from Oakland. I ain't never seen her until she or heard of her until she got in office. Yeah, I know she was born in Oakland, they say, but she wasn't raised in Oakland. Yeah. So I thought that was funny.
What y'all said, she ain't from the soil.
Yeah, she ain't from the town. She about as from the town as Michael Jordan is from Brooklyn.
You're right.
Period, point blank. But it's a lot of people are saying they just want somebody.
Anybody with Trump
that can beat Trump, beat in quotation marks, because he lost the last election. What do you think of that ideology, man? Like, it's just anybody but Trump. I think that's dangerous. That's
very dangerous. That anybody but, you know what I'm saying? Because that's damn near the same. You're gonna fall into the same trap. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because there were people that was on the anybody but another Clinton. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't think it should be the whole, you know. I mean, great, we are in the end game situation, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think we can afford to do the anybody but thing. You know what I'm saying? We got to, like, if this is proving anything, we need to have the most qualified, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying, smartest, most capable, competent person possible, you know what I'm saying, taking the reins, not just the most charismatic, you know what I'm saying, or the person that has all the right words at the debates. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need the best person for the job, not just anybody but Trump. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%. I mean, cause say what anybody that knows me or has listened to the show knows that I'm not a huge Barack Obama supporter, but at least he was intelligent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? At least he knew how to play the game to an extent, but we can't get another visibly a fool in there, because I think a lot of times people play dumb, but they know what they're doing and crazy like a fox, as the old folks would say. But we gonna see how this shit go, man. I don't know, brother.
So do you, you know, speaking of, you know, fools in office and everything, do you know anybody that's been affected by this government shutdown?
Yeah, man. I was just in Chicago a couple days ago. I was with two of the homies that work for different government agencies, and it's funny because it's only a quarter of the government is shut down, but that's enough to impact hundreds of thousands of people.
Right.
And they're both like, they haven't been paid since sometime in December. So, it's when you got mortgages and kids and all of that shit, like, they say most Americans are 2 paychecks away from being homeless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's dangerous. And I think a factor that people don't think about is that, dude, these people that's on government assistance, that's barely holding on, food stamps, the SSA, whatever, welfare, I don't know if unemployment is affected. Bro, come February 1st, and ain't no money being divvied up, it's finna be some issues in these streets.
Yeah.
I suggest you watch yourself when you out here.
Right.
Only go to the gas station in the daytime.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people not eating, not getting paid. I mean, there's a lot of people. Bro, you know what I'm saying?
It is.
Like you said, like I don't think, granted, we see the news like, oh, this is messed up. But it's like when you just add that humanity context to it, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, how many folks with kids are affected? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many folks that, were already, messed up situation before this, are affected. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's cold outside, like, and then, the country's morale was already low, anyway, with the situations that we're in right now. So it's like, yeah, man.
It's going to be, and it's, it seems like it's kind of a pissing contest. But you got to see, the other side of the fence, too. And I think it's all finesse, bro. It's like ask for the craziest shit in the world and then work it down. So now he's saying if they sign off, the wall can be shorter and he'll extend DACA for 3 years, but not giving amnesty. It's just like, bro, you playing with people's lives, man. Like, knock it off.
Right. Because, man, the original price was like, what, $1 billion? Now he's asking for $5 billion. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what their sticking point. They're like, man, we'll give you that $1 billion that you was crying about in the first place, but now you want more. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't understand it, man. I think at the end of this, there will be some kind of a wall. It's not gonna do it. Like, what does that mean? Like, a wall is not keeping anybody from going anywhere. Like, they don't make ladders in Mexico.
Or like there aren't already borders in existence already that's doing the job. You know what I'm saying? It's like
you're still not gonna. It's still gonna be thousands of miles of unpatrolled. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's retarded. Excuse me, you're not supposed to say that word anymore. It's stupid. Anyway, but I don't know, bro. I will be happy when people can get their checks again.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, man, like, they gonna do what they want to do as far as immigration anyway. So let's get people back to work for sure, because that's gonna get dangerous,
right? For
sure. We had an MLK day where the MLK Center wasn't open. Delta had to come in,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it was not open. It was not open.
I think
Delta came through, but I was saying it was not open before that. Like, that center got its own issues. Anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Them ain't shit kids, boy. It's like King turning over in his grave like he raised these fools. But
did you watch the King documentary on HBO that came out, King Day?
No, I didn't.
It's like for all the King movies, documentaries, books, articles that have been written on this man, I can say that this one that just came out on HBO, where they're talking about like the last years of his life. And like the things that he was doing, like I gotta watch that, man,
especially if they covered the last 2 years.
Yeah, they covered like the last like 2-3 years of his life, where he was like up in Chicago doing work and all that kind of stuff that they don't really talk about. You know what I'm saying? They rarely talk about his days in Chicago.
They want you to
think
they killed him because he had a dream of equality.
Nah, it was about the money. You know what I'm saying? He started getting the economic thing. But before we move on, I just wanted to bring that up because like. There was they were talking to people that was like around back then, like, Andy Young and some of his, fellow SCLC staff members. And they said he said something to them one day. He was like, man, being in, the Mississippis and the Alabamas, we knew the threat and we knew how much of a threat it was. Like, at the most, we're probably going to encounter 200 angry white folk. We've learned how to deal with 200 angry white folk. But he said when he was going to Chicago doing that work, he was like, bruh, it's 10,000 angry white folk. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bruh, like, everybody thought that the segregation in the South was the worst. Like, no. You know what I'm saying?
Chicago's still segregated.
Yeah. And they were talking about that too. They were like, even the white people are segregated. Polish, Italian, you know what I'm saying? This, that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Dude, it's a cold game, man. We were talking about this off the air. Have you had a chance to watch the homie Mike's joint, The Trigger Warning on Netflix?
Yeah, I watched all 6 episodes.
Okay.
Like, for the record, like, I enjoyed them. I enjoyed the episodes. But I do agree with a lot of folks as far as, like, people, I guess a lot of people were expecting, like, hardcore, which it had some hardcore moments as far as, like, the philosophies and things you try to put into practice. But it's like, a lot of folks felt that they weren't expecting as much comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause, like, there was, like, I don't know if I can call it comedy. It wasn't like, it was like punchline, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. But there was definitely, like, you know, like humor,
some levity,
you know, some you know what I'm saying, injected in it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess people were expecting, like, some, like, man, they on us slapping white folk and, you know what I'm saying, slapping Nazis and stomping them. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, like, so I think people was expecting, like, 60 minutes of pure militancy every episode. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? But they definitely did use, you know what I'm saying, like, humor in some of it.
I only saw the Cripicola joint and the black dollar joint. I started watching the education one, but I didn't get to finish that. So I'm gonna get into it this weekend. But I thought it was good from what I saw, man. I thought it was smart.
Yeah, it's smart.
That's
smart.
The most important thing to me. Come on, man. You can beat people over the head all day with justice, righteousness, yada, 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 and you have a select few that are going to watch or listen. You entertain people and drop jewels and get into their psyche, and those are the things.
Because, like, that's the thing about the show. Every part of the show, like, things were being applied. It wasn't just talking.
It wasn't just marching.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't just talking. You know what I'm saying? Cause I heard somebody kind of try to compare it to, like, Bill Maher. Like, man, Bill Maher tackles things hardcore, but it's like they're talking. They're not like you don't see, like, the person go out in the street and apply what they just talked about. You kind of take it at face value. Like, okay, that person talked about it for 30 minutes. They must be doing it, or they must have been doing it. But, like, with this show, it's like you're seeing the things applied, which I, like, appreciate.
Which is necessary.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, man. But staying on TV, you told me I need to watch the Fry Festival joint.
Man, well, I ain't saying that you don't need to watch it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's crazy, man. Like, cause when all that went down, I didn't hear about it until the scam was in effect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never heard about this festival. I never heard of anything about it. Didn't know about this Billy dude doing business with Ja Rule. Didn't know about these tastemakers, quote unquote, that were promoting it. Like, I didn't hear about it until, like, the scam was in full effect, when people were taking pictures like, man, they feeding us cheese sandwiches and got us sleeping on wet mattresses. I was like, damn, what did y'all sign up for? You know what I'm saying? But the documentary is a trip, because it's like, it show you how stupid some people can be. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you show, like, when they showed the way that they promoted it, it showed you just how gullible people are to try to live a life that they either don't live, or live a life where they can just flex on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole energy around the festival was flexing. It's like, man, we on a private island, and gonna be surrounded by supermodels. You know what I'm saying? This, that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the music seemed to be, like, kind of like the afterthought. Because most of the time you see a music festival, you're like, even Coachella, it's like, you know, you're like, man, I'm going to Coachella to do this. But it's like, when you looked at the Fire Fresh Festival, like, Lado, I think the biggest name on there was, who was it? Was it Blink 82? I think Blink 82 was, like, the big name on the festival. And it's like, damn, 2000, what was that? 16? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, everybody, y'all doing that to see Blink 182?
Right.
You know, I was like, I don't know about that one, bro. You know, but it showed you how gullible people are, And there were some moments on that show where it's like, man, folks are crazy. Folks are damn crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like on some shit. It's like that was like, you know, I mean, shit, fuck, I'll talk about the theme, but it's like the dude who was supposed to be like the most experienced. You know, this white dude had like 30 years of experience and talents in festival management, and you know, shit was hitting the fan, things were falling apart, and the dude Billy who made the festival, this man really hit this man with, hey man, the people need water, and you know, the island officials are holding the water hostage on this truck, and we need this water. Are you willing to go suck some dick for some water? And the dude is like, why are you asking me that? And dude was like, because you're our fearless gay leader. We and the dude, but that ain't the audacity. The audacity, this dude was seriously considering it. Dude sat there and said on camera, in all my 30 years, I never thought that I would resort to something like this, but I was on my way over there to go do it. And then they decided they were going to give us the water. He said he got there to do it, and the dude was like, nah, I ain't got to do all that. We'll give you the water. and like the funniest thing about, you know, the internet works like that. People are already making memes, but it ain't really even a meme. It's like, it's just a screenshot of that man saying it with the closed captions under it.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no way.
Come on, bro.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, but like that.
You don't ask nobody to go.
Thank you.
If they ain't never done that,
Right. If y'all can't hear the homie Mac, he's applying some logic here. He's saying nobody thinks to ask you that if you ain't already did something like that before. You know what I'm saying?
mouthwash and all this shit.
Like, dude, that's how crazy that documentary is. And then it's like even Ja Rule is like, there were moments where I was like, God damn, Ja Rule is like really, really heavily on this finesse shit. It was like they had like this big like board meeting after the shit done hit the fan. They're like, what are we gonna do? People are filing class action lawsuits saying that we're fraud. And this dude Ja Rule said, hold up guys, we gotta stick together. We got to stick together. If people start saying things, it's not fraud. It's false advertising. I'm like, bro, you were really with the shit.
How did John not get locked up with the rest of them?
I don't know. I don't know the answer, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he started distancing himself from it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, I think it was a thing where it's like all the receipts led back to old boy because he was the one securing all the money. You know what I'm saying? All that. But it's like, so like, I only watched one. There's two of them, which is crazy. Which also made me think like, damn, are the Fry Festival people getting paid off of this? Because like, it's two high quality documentaries made with high quality footage, and I'm like, all this could not have been just filmed with iPhones. It's like, this looks like
it was a lick from the beginning. Like, man, if we don't get them with the festival, we gonna get them on the back end.
Yeah, with the story.
This content.
But like, it's why, like, if you want to be entertained, hey, dog.
With this. Shit, I'm surprised Soulja Boy ain't have nothing to do with it.
So his name might have been at the bottom of that lineup festival. I saw Yachty's name on there. You never know. Like, Soulja might have been on that lineup.
That's
you know
crazy.
But yeah, like I did watch the interviews. I wasn't gonna watch them, you know what I'm saying? But I watched the Breakfast Club one, and it's like, but I mean, for all the craziness and all that, like, dude was making some points here and there. Dude was making some points here and there.
He knows what he's doing, bro. Soulja Boy has maintained a decade-plus long career off of 3.5 songs, bro. Like, I can't knock that hustle at all. He is on the internet saying, I've done this, I've done this, I've done that. And they're like, what about the music? I got a new song right now. I guarantee you hundreds of thousands of people had never heard that shit and went and looked it up. Because I know I went up and looked up one of the damn songs. Because he come with something every now and then. Because all he does is take whatever the hot thing is at the time and flip it and put his soldier on it and do his thing. Like, dude, the dude, he know what he doing.
Yeah,
he's not an idiot by any stretch of the imagination. Do I actually believe he's never done cocaine? Hell no. But hey, man, I ain't mad at him, bro. He keep trolling, keep doing your thing, man. Feed your family.
Right.
It is what it is, bro. I know WeTV is like, thank you. Like,
oh,
you know,
yeah, because the TV show that he's on.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. But the thing people kept saying is Soulja Boy a legend?
Yeah, I would think so. It's like, I mean, when you think about how he got in the game, like, he was the first person to really exploit the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To build a name for himself. Like, to really exploit. Was he the first person to release a song on the internet? No. He's the first person to, promote on the internet? No. But he's the first person that effectively exploits the internet. You know what I'm saying? To get his name out there. He was the first person that I saw where it was like, everybody was clamoring, like, who is this person on the internet drumming up all this attention? You know what I'm saying? So
I
it was like
at XXL. I was an editor at XXL when Crank That Soulja Boy came out, and literally went from like, who the fuck is this dude, to let's put him in the magazine like ASAP.
Yeah. I remember, heck, I had a story in that issue. I remember me and what's the name was going back and forth about that, because they put them in the show and prove.
Yeah.
And they used to have like, you know what I'm saying, the show and prove, they had 5, and they would put like the most popular one, number 1, and like 2, 3, 4, 5. And I remember me and Leah was going back and forth, who was the music editor at the time there, and she was like, should Gorilla Zoe or Soulja Boy be number 1 on? And I was like, Gorilla Zoe, mainly because like, shit, I wrote the Gorilla Zoe one, because Gorilla Zoe need to be number 1. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody at the time was like, I mean, the Soulja Boy shit, that shit gonna come and go. You know what I'm saying?
That's what everybody thought. For sure. And it would have came and gone if he wasn't on his grind like that. Right. And didn't have Smurf behind him. For sure. That's a huge part of it, man. Atlanta, man. It's funny, like, because, Soulja Boy's he's from Bompton, so.
Bompton, Mississippi.
Yeah, Bompton, Mississippi. For sure. But we had another, I guess you would have to call him a legend, dropped an album and a doc recently in Future. You know what I mean? Future legend? I mean, Future.
Can we say that right now in 2018?
Man. Hey, man.
Future legend. I was not ready to have that conversation. I don't know. I mean, it's like, he definitely has a lot of disciples and followers and biters. You know what I'm saying? If that's what we're considering, a flag for being called a legend, where it's like, hey, man, a lot of people came out after you trying to sound like you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Future legend.
Dude, I mean, the tag is being thrown around quite loosely these days. And I feel like if Soulja Boy can be a legend, then Future can be a legend as well.
But now, you just said Soulja had like a decade and a half in the game. Future's been with...
It's been like 12 years.
Future's been with us. This is 2019. Future's been with us for 7 years. 7, maybe 8.
I think it's closer to 10, because he was on the Cash dude. What's his name? Cash Out. What's the guy's name? The first time we heard.
No. That was Racks on Racks on Racks. That was YC. That's the first time I heard.
2009. 2009.
Oh yeah.
Nobody gave a fuck about him before that.
Oh yeah, nobody listened to the was it 1000?
Nobody was listening to the idiots. Nobody was listening to me. We listened to Future. And what's funny is I've never even listened to I've never been a huge Future fan. I like the street joints, that you hear in the club, and I like the singles for the most part. But he always comes with it, and he's reinvented himself a couple times. So I gotta give him his props. So I think this latest invention is him being the non-lean drinker. Future, I don't really hear much difference in the music.
Yeah, because notice the interviews are saying, at least the interviews and quotes that I'm seeing, are saying he's not drinking lean. They ain't saying he's not doing anything else. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he's just like, I'm drug free now, y'all. I ain't hear that come out of his mouth. I heard, I'm not drinking lean anymore. I did not, because I listened to some of the album. still hearing the pill popping, still hearing the
Definitely
smoking.
hearing some pill
You know what I'm saying? It's like, so it's like the lean, hey, like if you're off of that and you know you feel like you bettered yourself for that, cool, more power to you. But it's like, yeah, I don't think it's like I'm drug free
I personally
type
don't
situation.
feel like anybody abuses. I don't feel like any of these dudes who have not gotten fat
Or using it for
unless you have a real like you figure something out, like you taking something to make you use the bathroom after you do the lean. Like
right.
I never believed Wayne
neither.
was heavy on lean like that. I feel like these dudes be playing the role.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, that shit slows you down, and they keep calling it addictive. So it's like if you slowing down and you addicted to it, you are not walking out here still wearing size 31 waist pants.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And performing for an hour and a half, night after night.
It ain't happening.
I ain't buying it. You go on with that one, man. I'm not buying it at all. But you know, people are saying great things about the album. It just sounds like a Future album to me.
Yeah,
It didn't really. It's cool. Like, it's good.
Yeah, his music makes me feel grown. Not as in I listen to it and feel grown. I listen to it and be like, man, I'm grown. I can't really listen to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Future has to be in his mid-30s, right?
Yeah. Like, he ain't no spring chicken.
Yeah,
he ain't no spring chicken.
I was thinking.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I mean, I didn't hear a Mask Off or a March Madness or none of that on there. Like, I think March Madness is that dude's best song, hands down, ever. Like, it's an amazing song.
And another thing about the album is like when I listen to artists specifically like Future in this run that he's been on for a while, it's like sometimes I'll be feeling like, man, like you really think, I mean, somebody's told him that I guess he has proved that somebody in the world loves him enough, but it's like it's 20 songs on there, and I was like, bro, I don't know if I could give you that much of my time.
Right.
Somebody else might, but when I saw it to check it out, I was like, I'm gonna see what this is about. But then it's like when they got like song number 7, and I was like, all right, let's see how much is left. God damn, bro, like 20 songs on here. I'm thinking I'm listening to 7 out of 10, and I'm gonna be able to gauge my opinion off of that. I was like, out of 20, damn, you really thought that much of me, bro, that you think I want to sit down and listen to you for 20 songs? Even artists like Drake too. It's like, bro, you think I want to listen to you for 30 songs?
I don't know if there's, I think with so much music coming out, I don't know if there's any artist that I want to hear 20 songs from in one setting.
That's a lot. Like right now?
Unless it's like you know, like skits and stuff in there, like Solange album. Mm-hmm. It's about 21 tracks, but I bumped that whole album several times because it was thought out. Yeah, it wasn't just a bunch of songs.
Right.
Thrown out there, especially a bunch of redundant songs.
Right.
Like if I don't know when one song ends and the next one begins, you probably don't need 20 songs.
20 songs. Yeah.
But before we get out of here, man, can we say Oscar so black this year? We had Oscar so white.
Right.
We got plenty of Negroes.
The other end of the pendulum now.
Yeah, we got Black Panther. First time a comic book movie, a superhero movie, was nominated for Best Movie, which is crazy. I thought Dark Knight was nominated.
Damn, it would make sense. Yeah,
it definitely.
Like if there was going to be one, I thought it would be that one.
So Kendrick and SZA got nominated for Best Original Song.
Cool.
Well, that'll be hard if Kendrick wins an Oscar. That'll be pretty dope. He should have won the Golden Globe. Mahershala Ali got nominated for Green Book, a movie I'll probably never see, but shout out to him.
Why won't you ever see it? Because like everybody's saying that so it's another white savior movie, or
well, the family came out and was like it's a lie,
like
it's some bullshit. Okay. Even Mahershala Ali came out and was like he was not aware of all the discrepancies in the script from reality. And I mean, it's based on, you know what I mean? Like Hollywood always takes some kind of license, you know what I mean? But the family came out and said basically it was a lie. I did see If Beale Street Could Talk. And it was good. I didn't think, like, people who love Regina King's role in it, I thought she was good, but I definitely thought it was a couple other cats that, like, what's my man name? Paperboy Brian Tyree Henry, is that his name?
Yeah.
He was only in the movie like 15 minutes. Phenomenal. Damn near stole the show. I was honestly surprised he didn't get nominated, but hopefully, you know, some of this stuff wins. If Black Panther wins for Best Picture, that should be crazy.
Yeah, that should be cool.
That
cool.
would be super crazy. But you know, we gonna see.
And speaking of Mahershala, have you been watching the new True Detective?
Not yet. I've never seen True Detective.
Hey, so I was in that boat too. Cause I had never seen it. I just binge watched season 1, maybe last.
I heard season 2
last
was
one,
trash.
and I skipped it because of that. You know what I'm saying? I heard it was like a resounding. Like everybody was saying it was trash. But like when I binge watched season 1 a month ago, I was like, now I see why folks said this was the shit. I'm gonna watch season 2, even though I heard it was trash. But everybody, no. Just don't. It's completely different. The reason they're saying the new one with Mahershala is good again because it got back on what number 1 made so great. You know what I'm saying? But nah, check out that True Detective. That shit. Like Mahershala Ali is the reason people like season 1 because like Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey were essentially playing 2 characters the whole time.
Gotcha.
But this one, like Mahershala's playing 3. This man's playing virtually playing like 3 different characters in the same show, like the same person, but like one is in the 80s, one is in the 90s, one is right now. So it's like he's doing a great job.
Can we go ahead and say Mahershala Ali is the greatest rapper turned actor?
Compared to who? What the LL or Pac or?
He's already definitely a better actor. Pac didn't have the body of work. I mean, he was a super average rapper.
I don't know. It's but it's the thing. I don't know if we can say that because we did not know this man used to be a rapper until he won an award and like YouTube clips started coming up. Hey man, this dude was down with Souls of Mischief, bro.
Yeah,
he was in High Road. You know what I'm saying? We did not know this. Like it ain't like we were like, hey man, that dude that used to rap doing this thing in Moonlight, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I just had to ask. I mean, Soulja Boy is a legend. I don't know the criteria for these things. I just throw it out there and see what the people say, man. It is what it is. But we appreciate y'all watching, appreciate y'all listening. Please follow us on Day1Radio on all your social media, Hip Hop Trivia ATL on all your social media. Watch all the other shows on Live Hip Hop Daily, man. We appreciate y'all supporting always. Hopefully your new year's starting off good. If you've been fucking up, you got 11 more months to turn it around. I'll let y'all next week.
50 more weeks.
Peace.